welcome back again, and this is Maggie Reese.
And I'm John McManamy.
And we're coming to you live from outside the shack today.
Outside, and I need my cup of coffee, Maggie. You got to excuse me.
Yeah, me too. Cheers.
Cheers. Yeah, this will get my neurons working. I'm a nerdy brain science kind of guy, and I call this my neurocognitive starter.
That's awesome right there, right? I mean, total nerd stuff going on right there. But
right, and I'm just bursting to give people nerd answers today, Maggie.
I know. Let's like dive into all this. It's important. We got
Nerd
no
stuff.
info.
Yeah, because this is important to our recovery as well. You can think this is nerd stuff and it doesn't have anything to do with you. But if we know about nerd stuff, we can start directing our recovery accordingly. So I hope to highlight some of this in this video we're going to do for you
Definitely.
today.
Let's dive right in.
Shall we? We're on a roll here.
We are on a roll.
Call me butter, because we're on a roll.
We are on a roll. I like it. I like it. Oh, if I can get one. Oh man, it's another one I don't know how to pronounce. Oh, this is great. I'm gonna say Amy amygdala.
Oh, Amy. Yes, Amy. She's my favorte person.
How do I pronounce that?
Amygdala.
Amygdala. Amy Deligla. Blah.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna say it again. Amygdala.
Amygdala.
Oh yeah.
But actually, when I've written stuff on the amygdala, I've been cute with the headings, kind of putting Amy and Dala. My favorite person, Amy Dala.
Now we're not gonna forget the Amy one.
Right.
Amygdala. Okay, let's take it away, John.
Okay. This is identified with fear and another emotion processing.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So remember that study I told you about with the 5-HTT or whatever it was?
Yes.
Serotonin.
Yes.
Okay. So when they put people in a brain scan machine and make them look at scary faces.
Okay.
The people with the short version of that gene I was telling you about.
Right.
But when they saw the scary faces, the amygdala lit up.
Wow.
It prompted a fear response.
Oh yeah.
It's also identified with arousal that might not necessarily have anything to do with fear. But what this will do when this gets aroused, it will set off the fight or flight response, and that's a whole neuroendocrine loop that starts up here, and down here it starts releasing hormones and adrenaline into the system that just gets sugar into your muscles and takes the body off of different things like bone marrow growth and gets it into, like, you got to run from this rhinoceros really fast.
All this it's just so weird hearing this, because I'm like, this is making sense to me. All this stuff that I've always wanted to know.
And they're doing, and the brain science is getting even more sophisticated now.
Right.
So they're finding, like, people who do meditation and stuff, it can actually shrink the amygdala.
Wow.
Yeah, because you really don't want an amygdala that's working too well.
Yeah.
Right? Okay. When we were cavemen, if we heard a snap of a twig behind us, the brain doesn't have, our thinking parts of the brain don't have enough time to think, okay, is that a saber-toothed tiger or just a mouse?
Right.
It just goes, twig snap, and you run before you think. And even today, that's an okay response. If you're driving in traffic, somehow we have to keep calm and cool.
Right.
But if we hear a car horn honk, we're instantly on the alert. Now, Now, if we don't overshoot the alert, it will keep us aroused just right.
Right.
What happens with people with mental illness, though, is we often overshoot.
And I have a question on that with the overshooting thing. So I got really into watching zombie movies. Okay? And
the zombie apocalypse.
Everything with the zombies. And Matt even noticed, like, I was hyper-focusing on the zombies. And then, World War Z came out, and I read the book like 3 times because I get really obsessed with things. And
that lit up your pleasure circuit.
Yeah, I was like, this is so awesome. And then I'm watching The Walking Dead, and then I'm watching every zombie movie that's out. That was an old zombie movies. And then I start having these dreams that are terrifying dreams.
Okay.
And I have dreams of, like, where we usually film was down in the shack, and in my dreams they were so vivid of the zombies coming out of the creek into the shack, and they're all coming at me up in my house. And Matt said I woke up screaming, and it was like a nightly thing. So the fear, it set off this whole fear thing. And I had to shut down my obsession with the zombies. Like, seriously, I couldn't watch any more zombie stuff. Because it was like, it set off this whole response. Is that what you're talking about, the fear thing?
And that's an interesting recovery lesson.
It was so crazy.
Because if we know, we're playing with fire, because we've got a hypersensitive amygdala.
Yes.
Once again, then we, do whatever in our routines that will not feed into that amygdala going off. And over time, because of, we can change our brains, okay? Yeah. It's called neuroplasticity. So over time, if we do meditation or yoga, we can shrink that amygdala and change some of the circuits coming in and out of the amygdala.
Yeah.
So once again, brain science meets recovery.
Yeah. Don't watch zombies.
And don't watch zombies.
All right. Well, should we give another go?
Okay. What? One more. Right. Okay. Yeah.
All right. One more out of our
jar.
If I can get one. Some other word that I have no idea. GABA.
Oh, what? You see, you pronounced it perfectly.
Yay! I've got one.
Okay. So.
All right. Let's do it. GABA.
Okay. It's I forgot what it stands for. It's a neurotransmitter. Okay. So we got, every time we hear about mental health or mental illness, it's all about neurotransmitters, and that's partly true. Okay. So this is one of the major ones. Like, we got serotonin, dopamine, glutamate, and GABA. Okay.
And GABA.
So glutamate and GABA kind of work together. They're glutamate is what they call the excitatory neurotransmitter. This will get you aroused. Yeah.
Got it.
Going. And GABA is the common one. Okay. So it's yin yang is going on between these as they hit the neuron, and it seems that our bipolar meds, our mood stabilizers in particular, lithium depakote, I think, they work on these neurotransmitters.
Okay.
So if you're getting too much glutamate into the system, that's sending a message inside your entire cell that's saying, hey everybody, wake up.
Got it.
And if too much of this waking up is going on, it can cause cellular damage inside and affect all kinds of circuits and everything. It can make you, and if you're really jangling, it's like the alarm bells are going. It's almost as, what we're talking about with the amygdala. Here's stuff going on a different level now.
Okay.
So maybe, so I'm just kind of making this up off the top of my head. So maybe your amygdala is getting fired up, and somewhere downstream now your glutamate is it's sending out, because all of these circuits, they intersect. I mean, they're like grids, crossroads, highway loops. There's like 100 billion neurons in the brain.
Right.
And there's trillions of connections between them all. So if something's happening over here in a dopamine circuit, eventually it's going to get to a glutamate circuit.
Got it.
And it's going to just say, hey, party time, or I can't rein in my impulses. I'm just so excited. I gotta do it now.
Yes.
So we got GABA that's going along with this, and anti-anxiety meds, and alcohol work on the GABA circuits. They'll automatically.
Yes.
And guess what? They work.
Yes.
You can see the results or experience the results instantaneously, but of course there's the addiction problems with those. So I mean, you really don't want to make a bottle of wine every night.
No.
But sometimes, if life does get a little too much, it's okay to have that glass of wine, or it's okay to take that anti-anxiety pill.
Right.
Because it's getting into that.
I mean, I have Klonopin, and once in a while I have to take it, not too often, but sometimes during the day, just to take the edge off.
I have Xanax in the medicine cabinet, because sometimes, you know,
Yeah.
really life sometimes does get too much, and whatever my stress techniques are, sometimes I am
not
over.
working out.
It's not. Yeah, my anxiety levels are just too high, and yeah, I have to slow my brain down. So that's working on the GABA circuits.
Yeah.
So, you know, you hear stuff about chemical imbalances of the brain. Now that's kind of oversimplification. But every once in a while, you know, you take the chemical and we can see it's reacting on something. Okay,
Right.
so this is what GABA is all about, and your pronunciation was perfect.
Yes. Well, thanks guys for listening in today, and we want to show our books real quick. We've got a couple books here.
Oh, well, I count 3.
We count 3. John's like rolling in on the books. I'm getting more books.
Yeah.
But so far, all I've got is Runaway Mind, and it's all about my own personal journey with bipolar disorder. And my next book's coming out probably the summer or the fall, so look for that.
Oh, that's Runaway Mom.
Yeah, Runaway Mom's coming out, and that's all my journeys there, because that's a whole nother disaster. But good.
Yeah. Okay, this is the first book I did. This came out in 2006, and this has some of the chapter or two on some of the nerd stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is my book that came out recently, not just Up and Down. It's about mood. It's the Bipolar Expert series. And later in the series, I will have a whole book devoted to this nerd stuff.
That's awesome. Yeah, I look forward to reading that as well. Well, thank you guys for listening to all our questions today, and look at our YouTube channel and all our things on the screen, and subscribe to us as well. Thank you.
Okay, that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Woo.
All right. Amy Deligla, blah.
Yeah.